Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to the latest edition of the We Can't Wrestle podcast. The Maxon Brothers here with you. I'm Nate. That's Aaron.
Hello, everybody.
And we are continuing. We're almost to the end of it. We are continuing our Clash of the Champions series. After this week, there will just be two more to go. It is Clash of the Champions 33. We're going back to August 15th, 1996, Denver, Colorado, at the Denver Coliseum. And a lot's changed in the WCW since we last had a Clash of the Champions. Something happened. I don't know. Something. I don't know if it worked out or not, but
I was gonna bring it up after the way back.
But yeah, let's do that. Let's start with the Wayback Machine.
All right. Top two songs, top two movies. If you guys are coming in late, what this is, we just look at what the top two songs and the top two movies were of this week. So this would be August 15th, 1996. We'll do movies first. The top two movies. I always let Nate guess if he wants.
I don't have any guess on the movies. I have a guess or two on the songs, but I did not. I did not know what the fuck with the movies this week.
All right. Well, the number two movie, I think we talked about it last week, is a Jim Carrey movie, and it's one that I really like because it's fucking dark, obscure humor at its best, and it's The Cable Guy.
Yes, I do like that.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
It's the summer of love. and
you know, it's and I was just going to say, it's like, just to bring it up, just because we're talking about this movie and when will we bring him up on the show again? One of the best, one of the best, straight man put upon comedic actors is Matt Broderick.
Yeah. And, he's married to Sarah Jessica Parker. Okay. And you know how there's those celebrities that you don't hear anything about unless they're making a movie or doing a show or whatever.
Yeah.
One night I was like, why you never hear anything about Matt Broderick? Matt Broderick, the only thing he ever did was when he was over in Europe, he accidentally had a car accident. He killed somebody. It was just a vehicular accident. That's the craziest thing that ever happened. I'm like, why didn't you never hear enough about Matt Broderick? And I was like, you also never hear anything about Sarah Jessica Parker. And I got into a wormhole thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what they do? They live in upper New York. They don't live in New York City or whatever. And they're one of those one of those people that they have a house in Los Angeles, you know. But if she's doing something, he's not doing. When they have their kids and shit.
Mm-hmm.
If she was doing something, he didn't, and if he was doing something, she didn't. You know, so all the time anytime she was making Sex in the City, he didn't take any acting roles. He just stayed home with the kids and raised the family.
It's the way to do it.
And she'd be done with that, and then he'd go do something. And they just fucking lived in upstate New York and just minded their own fucking business. It's a great fucking philosophy to have if you're going to be in that business. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, he's definitely one of the better, he doesn't, like I said, when are we ever going to talk about it again? Cable Guy, obviously Ferris Bueller is great, but Cable Guy, fucking Election.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I was going to say, I've seen that movie. I couldn't remember the name of it. I was like, what was that movie where he was the fucking, he's the principal or whatever in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's him and see your face. Reese Witherspoon. Yeah.
It's a good fucking movie. I almost said Jawbreaker. I don't know if he's in that or not. But...
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to go look. But
anyway, it's not important enough to look up. But yeah, it's probably my second favorite Jim Carrey movie. Is The Cable Guy, after Fun with Dick and Jane.
Mm-hmm.
And then the number one movie, and it is a good movie. It's not something you got to go out of your way to watch again, but I've watched it more than once, and it's Independence Day. It was a good fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean it's Independence Day is the definition of summer popcorn blockbuster, you know.
Yeah, and it's a good fucking movie. There's nothing
It's
wrong
got
with
a
it.
good it's
I'm
got a
not saying
good
it's the greatest
cast.
movie of all time, but it's a good
Hmm.
fucking movie.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, it's like you know, like we were talking about back when we talked about Jurassic Park. It's just that big summer blockbuster. It doesn't every movie doesn't have to be fucking, you know, Federico
Goodfellas.
Fellini fucking movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a Goodfellas or a fucking The Departed. It's just a fun movie to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you said you might have a guess on this. I don't think you're gonna get either one of the songs.
I
But
have
you can
I have
try.
a guess. I have a guess. I have a guess for one of the top two songs. Excuse me.
And the
Summer of
top
19.
two songs are completely different from each other, which is fantastic. But go ahead.
Summer of '96. My guess for one of the top two songs, Summer of '96, is "Hey Macarena."
Oh, you got it. That's the number one song
Yeah, folks.
in America.
Fucking Macarena.
Los Del Rio.
Those fucking guys
Macarena.
took over the airwaves in the summer of 1996.
Yes. There's two versions of Macarena. There's the one that we got, and then there's the actual, like, you know, Hispanic Spanish Macarena.
The mariachi type Macarena.
Yeah. And not to get too much into the weeds, but when we still had a local bar in town called the Old South, one night it was packed and people were like out in the street smoking, and that's how busy it was. And there's an app called Touch Tunes, and you can play whatever you want on the jukebox, you know?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, I played the actual, like, mariachi Hey Macarena just to see what would happen. And it was just a bunch of Midwest, Northern Ohio rednecks. I played that song, and the fucking place went insane. And there were people, like, in Main Street doing the, like, people you would not expect doing the Macarena. It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. It was fantastic. And I just say that by saying it's one of those universal songs, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody hates the Macarena, and I think
Right.
everybody knows the dance. Anybody our age, if you're 35 years or older, you know how to dance the Macarena.
Yeah, even my kids who are in their early 20s, well, my daughter's not, neither one of them are in their early 20s anymore. They're in their mid 20s now. Fuck. Anyway, even they know the fucking Macarena. It's a transcending song. It's like the Twist, you know. It's one of
Everybody
those
just
transcending
knows the Macarena.
Yeah.
It's a fun song. And then the number two song, How Do You Want It by Tupac. I know it's not like his most gangsta song in the world or whatever.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, but that was 1996, y'all. The number one song was a Macarena, and then the number two song was a Tupac song.
The good old days.
But what I wanted to say, unless you got anything else on any of that, was what I wanted to say about this clash where you talked about like something big happened. Any wrestling fans any old school wrestling fans, which is most of our audience, will know that this is August. So in June, Hogan turned and joined the NWO.
Yes.
Which we know that happened. What's funny on this though is, say the apocalypse or some catastrophic event happened, okay? And the only thing that still existed for WCW was these 35 clashes. All right.
Yeah.
The last one happened, and we watched Hot Pockets and Lean Pocket commercials, and the main event was Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage versus the Giant and Ric Flair, and Hulk Hogan was like this cookie cutter, happy go lucky guy. And then you go to this episode, and he's like this dastardly heel that's a gang member. Like, if you would have no idea what happened, you'd be like, what the fuck?
What the fuck happened to that man?
Yeah. Like, this turned quick. I don't know. I don't know if that's whatever to me, but like I'm like, oh man, if you just watched a WCW just off Clash of the Champions, you'd be like, something escalated quickly.
And it really did when
Yes.
you lived through it in real time, because Hulk Hogan turned heel, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yes.
But yeah, we start this show off with them showing footage of just random times of the NWO wreaking havoc on WCW, and I know we've discussed Hogan's heel turn at length in this show. We've discussed the NWO at length. We don't have to go too deep into it, but it really is a seismic change in professional wrestling in the summer of '96.
Yes, it is. Not only for the fact that we never saw it coming, but also um, viewership and the way wrestling on television was consumed.
Yes, the next couple of years in pro wrestling from 1996 to 1999, the afterbirth of that is wrestling today. Like,
yes,
it's for good or bad, like I always say, there's people out there, there's people in their 20s out there that didn't live through this. So what modern wrestling is what their wrestling is, and that's fine, because my wrestling wasn't Dory Funk and Bruno Sammartino. My wrestling was Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart and Randy Savage, the generational. But this era of wrestling from 96 to 99 is what, like I said, it laid the egg for what we have today.
Yep.
As professional wrestling.
It sure as shit did.
And I don't like it when people now that are like our age say, what's on TV now isn't pro wrestling. It is what pro wrestling is now. You can't say that. You know what I mean? You can't say, you can't say, I can't sit here and say fucking, because I like Pearl Jam and fucking Tupac. I can't say that what Ed Sheeran or somebody does now isn't music. It is. It's just what music is now. So anyway,
they don't,
I don't want to get weeds on that, but
they don't make music for old people, and they don't make wrestling for old people.
Yep, they don't make new music for old people, and I mean, unless you're gonna evolve with the times and watch it. I mean, that's why I don't watch AEW, because I don't like it. I watch WWE, I watch TNA. That's what I watch. I watch WWE more kind of. I mean, WWE still has some. Never mind. I don't want to get into it now, but
that's all right.
Let's go back to '96.
Yes.
So they show us all the havoc that Hulk Hogan and the NWO are wreaking on WCW. Tony Schiavone and Bobby Heenan are on commentary. They are joined by Mike Tenay for our opening match, which is fucking amazing. That's as you would expect. It is Dean Malenko versus Rey Mysterio Jr. And I wrote down here on my notes, the first note that I have, and I kind of went off about it last week because, as he got older, he got thicker and stuff, Rey. When he comes out on some show from '96, you're like, Rey is so tiny. He's so little.
He looks like a child.
Yes. He's so wee little. He's a wee little Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Like my note is, like you said, like he's thick and whatever. That he's been around so long. He's in his 50s now, and has been established so long that I think And I'm not knocking new wrestling fans because, like, you're a new wrestling fan. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you?
Right.
Whatever. But I almost think he's like taken for granted a little bit. If people don't understand
no doubt.
how amazing and jaw dropping that motherfucker was when he first showed up.
This is literally I'm looking at my notes right now, and it's my note says at this time in 1996, this was wild, mind-boggling action for United States wrestling, for wrestling in the United States. This was fucking. You'd never seen anything like this before if you only watched North America or watched United States wrestling promotions.
Like what Hogan did for, like Hogan turning heel and Steve Austin turning babyface, you know, what those two did for the mainstream aspect of it and making it a big deal, because let's be honest, the Attitude Era Monday Night Wars wouldn't have happened if Austin wouldn't have became Austin and Hogan wouldn't have turned, you know?
Right.
For the actual wrestling fan base of it, Ray was like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and this is not. I don't think I'm out of line by saying this. In 1996, I would say Rey Mysterio versus Dean Malenko or Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero is like in the early 80s watching Dynamite and Tiger Mask.
You know, it's fucking crazy.
It revolutionized fucking wrestling.
Do you want to know what's fucking crazy? In my notes,
same note,
it says the 1990s Dean Malenko Rey Mysterio is Tiger Mask and Dynamite Kid.
Yeah. And I would say Ray's matches with Eddie too, but even more with Mysterio or more with Malenko. Excuse me. But yeah, it is. It is revolutionary for its time.
And the reason I say Dynamite or Dean and Ray is because I know Dynamite was a high flyer or whatever, but he was more of a Dean Malenko-esque, like,
yeah, in the Dynamite Tiger Mask, in the Dynamite in the Dynamite Tiger Mask match or matches, Dynamite plays the ground and pound roll like Dean Malenko.
Yeah. He's the bully.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy you said that, because I was going to be like, Nate's going to tell me I'm stupid if I say this.
No.
And you said the same thing I said.
I also wrote down here, before we get into the match, I just want to mention they have an advertisement for the Hog Wild merchandise. And I wrote down, 1990s black and denim.
Yes, and I wrote that down too. The Hog Wild t-shirt was $21.95 plus shipping and handling. Okay. And then the Hog Wild jean denim jacket was $89.95 plus shipping and handling.
Which I think now on WWE Shop, a t-shirt is $89.95, but
okay.
So you can get this sweet denim jacket for $89.95.
And I didn't figure out shipping and handling, but I figured out in 20, it was probably 2025 when I wrote these notes. But I figured out what $89.95 in 2025 money is. So if that commercial was on right now and you wanted to order that jacket, guess how much it was? Or guess how much it would be? For a WCW Hog Wild denim jacket.
I'm gonna try to be liberal in my guess and say $125.
$194.
Jesus Christ.
So imagine going to our mom and being like, "Hey, mom, we want matching Hog Wild denim jackets. How much are they? $89.95 plus shipping and handling." She'd be
Get
like,
the fuck out of here.
"Get the fuck out of here."
Do you want groceries or do you want those stupid jackets?
Stupid jackets.
Oh shit.
Like, go mow the yard, you stupid shits.
Well, of course,
$194.
That's wild. As expected, this match is fantastic.
That's hog wild.
It's hog wild.
Sorry.
But yeah, the match is fantastic. Lots of great spots in this one. And even the ending is great because Dean thinks he has. Oh, I did write down near the end. I don't know if you had any other specific notes on the match, but I did write down near the end. Malenko's gut buster on Rey Mysterio right before the finish. I know it's Rey selling it that makes it so great, but that was a great fucking gut buster.
I didn't have a lot of notes on them. Was it off the top?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, Rey comes off. Rey comes off. Or Dean Malenko takes Rey up to the top turnbuckle and gives him the gut buster off the top turnbuckle, and it's fucking.
It's one of Dean's best. It's one of Dean's best moves. I've seen it more often than not, and it boggles my mind because one of our Facebook friends, I'm not going to put him out there, said it, but I've seen like a lot of people that say like Dean Malenko wasn't that great and he was just kind of a tumble artist or whatever, and it fucking pisses me off because you know this about me. Dean Malenko is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Yeah,
and when I see that, oh, he's just a tumbler, it's like that pisses me off. But he like that gut buster that he does. That's why I asked if it was off the top, because he's got a couple different variations of it. But like with a guy like Ray's size or Ultimo or Psychosis, like he does that move and it's like one of his signature spots, and it's every time he does it, it's fucking perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, after that, that's okay. If anybody listening hears a little disjointedness in our conversation as we're talking on this show, our internet's kind of fucking with me tonight. So if you hear Aaron say something over me or me say something over him, we're not talking over each other. We're just probably not hearing what the other guy's saying because the internet's been wild. But anyway, Malenko covers Mysterio for a 1-2-3, thinks he gets the win, but Mysterio has his foot on the ropes. Mysterio victory rolls Malenko out for the real 1-2-3 and gets the victory. Good finish, great match. Mysterio and Malenko. It was nice to sit back and watch some of that watching this show.
Yeah. And on my end, I'm not hearing a lot of lag, so I'll let you talk, and then if you want to ask me a question or whatever, I'll say it. That way we're not sounding like we're talking over each other.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to let the listeners know if they did hear some kind of disjointedness in our conversation, that was why.
The other thing I really liked about it, and these aren't the only two guys to ever do it, I really like when a match like this is like two like technically sound or high flyer people and they're doing all these foot flop and fly shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then it ends with just a basic move.
Yeah.
Like they didn't need 47 high spots for the finish to happen. Dean thought he got him, and then Ray rolled him up. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Basic wrestling hold. I like that shit.
Great shit. Definitely great shit there. Then we get a promo for Glacier, who was supposed to be the next big thing in WCW before the NWO. But he's still coming. He's been coming to WCW for fucking 9 months now. He's on his way, though.
Very long time.
He's moving like a glacier.
What's funny is, like, you know how we talked about, like, you thought, like, Mean Gene debuted at, like, Starrcade, and then we found out, like, he debuted on Saturday Night.
Mm-hmm.
Glacier, blood runs cold. He's coming. Glacier, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Debuted on Worldwide.
Yeah, Worldwide. Was it against Big Bubba?
I think so.
Yeah. But yeah, he definitely definitely debuted on the C show.
And
we just watched Rey Mysterio versus Dean Mil- Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, we talked about the Glacier video, which I'm glad you did because I put it in there. The Glacier gimmick sucked. Okay, it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But Ray Lloyd was actually really good.
Oh yeah, wasn't he one of the last I guess? Oh no, he went to Dusty school, or he was a Dusty guy, wasn't he?
Dusty really he got hired by Bischoff. Because Bischoff hired him because Ray Lloyd was like a karate guy, and Bischoff obviously was into like jiu-jitsu and all that shit. But like once Ray got there, Dusty liked him and took a shine to him.
Yeah, I got my legends wrong for some reason. For a hot second, my brain went to he was a Harley race guy, but he was not a Harley race guy.
No, he was Dusty. Like when Dusty started like that turnbuckle championship wrestling, like Ray Lloyd was like he liked Ray and made him like his champ and all that shit. He was kind of like a DDP where it's like, yeah, this is like my guy. I like this guy. Like we should do something else with this guy other than make him fucking Glacier. You know, but like Ray Lloyd as a worker was really fucking good. The gimmick just sucked.
We go from Rey Mysterio and versus Dean Malenko to fucking VK Wall Street versus Jim Duggan. Boring. Mike Rotunda, man. I don't know. I know we've discussed it on the show before. I have no disrespect for Mike Rotunda. I think some of his snarky IRS comments toward the crowds were funny at times. But I am not a big Mike Rotunda fan. I just think he's fucking boring. And
unless he's IRS, he's trash. I don't need him. And I know Jim Duggan's a legend and he's a great guy, you know. But anything after him getting arrested with the Iron Sheik, I don't really have any kind of love for Jim Duggan with this character.
And we differ on Duggan. I am a fan of 80s. I am a fan of 80s WWF Duggan, but by this point, yeah, not so much with Jim Duggan. But
I don't like cartoon mentally challenged Jim Duggan. Like I don't know how the best way. It's not the best way to say it, but like I don't know. I like Jim Duggan jeans, cut off T-shirt, bandana. You know, but after he got fired and he came back and just became like a cartoon character. Gee, I don't know, Dusty, but we're still looking. Right, yeah. Like that. I don't like that Jim Duggan.
Well, Michael Wall Street wins this boring match with a roll up after the referee sees Jim Duggan try to use the athletic tape.
And he tangles himself and the referee up. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah. Less said, the better. We get Mean Gene in the back talking to the Nasty Boys because everybody is supposedly wondering what the Nasty Boys' loyalty is. Are they loyal to the NWO or the WCW? And they yammer on about how they are loyal to themselves. And these guys have also jumped the shark at this point.
Yeah.
The Nasty Boys just they don't fit anymore at this point.
Yeah, they're Jim Duggan. They're just cartoon characters of themselves. Anything cool about them has been eradicated.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Decimated. Mean Gene, he's plugging the hotline 109 99 109 1900 909 9900
9900.
He says he talked to the Outsiders, and you can hear it on the hotline. Kids, get your parents' permission.
Real quick before we get too far from that, it might be a small thing, I don't know, but going back and watching those, they pushed Shivani around, and they made fun of Larry Zbyszko, and obviously they powerbombed Bischoff through the fucking stage. The Outsiders never fucked with or disrespected Mean Gene.
Nope. Or Heenan, I don't
Which I always thought was, yeah. Well, they didn't really have a lot of interaction with Heenan because, when they'd show up, Heenan would be like, "I'm out," and he'd throw his headset down.
I'm out of here. Which is wrestling psychology 101, 100% Bobby Heenan.
Yeah, but Mean Gene's character had to go and interview these guys.
Yeah.
You know,
and Mean Gene, he's like, "You're full of shit."
Yeah, but they never insulted him. They were never like, "Shut up, Gene," or anything like that. I just thought that was, I don't know. I don't know if it's stupid.
I bet Mean Gene went fucking drink. I bet Mean Gene went beer to beer with Scott Hall, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But even Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were like, "We ain't fucking with Gene, man." Yeah, the Outsiders never fucked with Gene, which I always thought was cool.
Mike Tenay is back on commentary for the next match. It is pretty underwhelming. It's Conan versus the Ultimo Dragon. And it's underwhelming because it's short and Conan's in it.
Yeah. Conan is a guy that's he's like Road Dogg or the Godfather.
Oh yeah, we talked about it last week. He's an A+ personality. He's an A+ personality and an average pro wrestler. Average in-ring performer. I agree.
Yeah. And I'm sure his shit in Mexico is probably different, but in the stateside wise, okay. Well, stateside wise, it is what it is. And basically this match is to tell the story of Conan showing a rougher, more cheating style. And
yeah, honestly, Conan and Vampiro is one of those give me an attraction in United States wrestling where it's an attraction and it captures people's imagination, but the in-ring really isn't even that fantastic. It's just kind of blah, but because of the attraction, because of the personalities, it captures people's imagination. Hogan and Andre, right? WrestleMania 3. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, the match itself, if you watch that match, it stinks, but it doesn't because it's a different thing. It's not supposed to be a wrestling match. It's an attraction. That's what Vampiro and Conan were in Mexico. They stink. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say they stink, but they're really not that good. Neither one of them, let's be honest. But in that time, in that era, in that area, it got over and it was an attraction and it was over. And I can't deny that. But yeah, Conan in the ring kind of stinks. He's not that good.
I mean,
we do have to give him. We do have to give him credit. We do have to give him credit for being the conduit to get all these luchadors into WCW.
Yeah, and like I said, Conan as a talker, A plus.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. No doubt.
You want to touch my hat? You like how that feels? That's enough.
That's enough.
And when he like threw his shoe in TNA, it's like that was good shit. But yeah,
this match is quick. I don't even really have any notes on the match. I mean, Conan pulls the trunks, rolls up Dragon for the cheap 1-2-3. But
yeah,
I
like I said,
really
the only note I have is that basically the match was to sell the fact that Conan's becoming a Chicano street gangster.
Then I have to mention, after this, we go back to the CompuServe location, as we talked about last week. CompuServe, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Scott Norton
Ice Train.
He attacks Ice Train while he's... Oh, good.
No, go ahead.
I just said Scott Norton attack. My note is Scott Norton attacks Ice Train while he's downloading internet porn.
My note says Scott Norton attacks Ice Train while he is chatting with his fan, probably his mom. But yeah.
The one fun thing, and I saw it on I can't remember what it was, but I was watching it in your house. One fun thing is watching these dudes in 1996 trying to do this computer shit and watching them try to type. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not even the greatest typer in the world, but you're taking like a Ice Train who's a probably 30-year-old guy or whatever, be like, here's this computer, try to type with it, and he's like, I don't fucking know.
He's chicken pecking. He's chicken pecking that shit.
Yeah, because when you actually watch, like, Ice Train wasn't really talking to fans in this segment when Scott Norton attacked him, but like when you watch the shit from like 94 to like probably like 2000 when they're like so and so's back talking with the fans, it's like a wrestler sitting next to some guy that's typing for them because they're like, oh fuck, I can't do this shit. Yeah, Scott Norton attacks Ice Train.
That was one of the funny things that Shawn Michaels would do. They put Shawn Michaels in there, and he would make fun of himself doing the chicken pecking with the keyboard. But anyway,
yeah. But Norton attacks Ice Train, and if you guys don't know, they were the much regaled, amazing, much talked about tag team of Fire and Ice. And being very facetious there.
Yeah, they were. But
you
know what?
I loves me some Scott Norton. I hate me some Ice Train.
You know what they should have done? 1996. Instead of Ice Train, they should have rehired fucking Hercules, because Scott Norton and Hercules is one of the greatest big man fucking tag teams. If you've never watched them in Japan, the Jurassic Powers? Fucking god damn,
great.
they're good. Oh, they're so good.
You put that guy and that guy side by side, be like, Jesus Christ.
That's one of the underrated, not talked about great tag teams of all time, is Scott Norton and Hercules.
And they had him in like 93. But they were like, nah, we're gonna put a panty on.
We're gonna put a pantyhose on Hercules' head.
Or put a panty on Hercules' head. Great fucking team. Like that, they could have been. Imagine Rick and Scott versus Scott and Ray.
Right.
Jesus Christ. It would have been fantastic.
Well, the next match on this show is supposed to be the Macho Man Randy Savage versus Meng. But due to Savage's beating that he recently received on Monday Nitro, he never shows up, which gives Meng the forfeit victory.
Yeah, it was stupid. All it did was piss the people off.
Yeah. Yeah. You promise him Randy Savage and then he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
But that leads to a interview with the entire Dungeon of Doom, Kevin Sullivan. You know, he's a told you so guy on the subject of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And the Leprechaun is spinning
yeah,
around.
I was say Braun the Leprechaun shows up. It
was Buddy Lee Parker, right?
Buddy Lee, yeah, it was Buddy Lee Parker. It's like 2 appearances for the Leprechaun. He does like this run around, and I think he does another one like a Saturday night. And they're like, nah, we're not doing that anymore.
Well, it is funny though watching WCW in like from probably I'd say from when Hogan turns until let's just say Halloween Havoc when Piper comes in. It's funny because they are still reconciling. They're still reconciling the past cartoony fucking garbage they've been doing for the past year and a half with the new edgy. Like it's almost like they're shitting out the cartoon stuff, but it's still around. Like it's almost like, you know, does what I'm saying make sense? Like,
yeah, they can't just completely like, oh yeah, that Dungeon of Doom never happened.
mm-hmm.
But they're
but anyway, that happens. Oh, go ahead.
What they tried, I'm just saying, what they try to do with the Dungeon of Doom was they still wanted to keep it around, which I'm sure Kevin Sullivan still wanted to keep it around because he wanted to keep himself on TV, but they slowly chipped away the cartoonishness of the Dungeon of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which is what the hell they should have sold it to begin with. Like they should have just said Kevin Sullivan should have just been like, "This is my collection of badass guys."
Yeah, he has this menagerie of maniacs.
I got Meng, I got Barbarian, I got the biggest fucking athlete in the world, I got Kamala. Don't fucking send us to a fucking Dungeon of Doom. Yeah, I don't know. But go ahead. Sorry.
Now, the next thing, actually, it's funny because I wrote that my note on the next thing is this is actually the thing that pissed me off the most about this clash was that they give me Bull Nakano versus Medusa, and they only give them like 3 minutes. I complain sometimes when I talk about the modern product that I don't like to be a sexist, and I know that women's wrestling is big now, and there are a lot of great women's wrestlers like Io Sky and Rhea Ripley and blah blah blah. But like, you know, I watched last week the year anniversary thing for Raw on Netflix, and Punk and Breaker was good, but the wrestling matches, like every wrestling match they gave us on the show was a women's match. Anyway, going back to 96, one of my favorite women's two people that I love to see wrestle each other women's wise in 96 are Bull Nakano and Medusa. And on this clash, they gave me less than 3 minutes. Anyway.
WCW cared less about women's wrestling than WWF did.
Yeah.
Seriously, they did. They give a shit. But like they treated I shouldn't even say this. I was about to say they treated women's wrestling like Vince felt about tag team wrestling, but Vince even didn't like tag team wrestling, but still understood that it had significance. But yeah, they're.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Bischoff only had a women's division because he wanted to shit on Vince with Medusa.
Well, and
And
then
then had her, and he was
liked
like, "Ah, fuck,
Medusa.
we got to do something with it." Well, yeah, I mean, I know he
Yeah, and
liked
he
her,
liked
but it was
Medusa,
just
but he pretty much.
like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, I got it now, and I was able to fuck
Mhm.
over Vince on this, but now I don't know what to do with it now that I have it.
Well, Sonny Ono accidentally kicks Bull Nakano. Medusa schoolboys Nakano for the 1-2-3. And again, like I said, just disappointing for me. I was expecting to be able to watch a longer match. I think they have a longer match at Road Wild or Hog Wild or whatever. But my next thing is about Mean Gene interviewing Ric Flair. And actually, my only note is Gene interviews Ric Flair, Elizabeth, and a woman discussing Hulk Hogan because it's Flair and Hogan later tonight. But my biggest note about it was funny watching Nancy fuck with Gene during this interview.
It's funny because it's kind of like my Tiger Mask Dynamite note. Mean Gene interviews Ric Flair, Liz, woman, and Mean Gene and woman are is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated chemistry type people.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun.
Ever.
Like you could tell they were buddies, like you could tell that he was like
Flair will be like, woo! Like Flair will be like, woo, Gene, we're gonna party, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and then it'll be a little quiet or whatever, and then Flair would be like, tell him, woman, and then she'd be like, Gene, tonight I want you to come to my hotel. And he's like,
oh, come on. Oh, I'm a married man. Come on now.
Yeah, it's like any of the other chicks that would ever hit on Gene. I shouldn't even say hit on. Gene never paid any much attention to other women, but one woman would be like, "What about you, Gene?" He'd be like, "Oh my goodness."
Yeah. Or then he'd try to really hard not take the bait, and then she'd pull out his pocket square or whatever, and oh,
be like,
come on now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's just so fun. It's so much fun to watch. It's great.
I know
he
never said Jesus Christ, but he was almost just like Jesus Christ. I think this one actually wants it. And he wanted to give it to her. You know what I mean? Yeah. Him and Nancy and Gene was fucking great.
Oh, I agree. It's so subtle, but it's so fun to watch it happen as it goes down. The next match on the show is for what is it? The Battle Bowl ring, Lord of the Ring, some fucking bullshit, something.
Yeah, well, just real quick, there are commercials. I don't know why.
No, I didn't write
these last two episodes
down. I usually write commercials down. I didn't write those down this time.
I don't know why these last two episodes made me think about the commercials. Maybe because I just remember shit in '96 with commercials. But the sponsor for these shows is Dentine Gum, Super Soaker, and
Super
once
Soaker.
again, once again, Hot Pocket. So there you go. But just
Diamond Dallas Page, Eddie Guerrero. Oh,
I was just gonna say, just so you know, because you said you didn't know what it was for. This one's for the Battle Bowl ring.
All right, I just wrote down Eddie Guerrero versus DDP.
I'm gonna stop talking over you. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. I just wrote down DDP versus Eddie Guerrero for some stupid fucking ring that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time versus one of my least favorite wrestlers of all time. I like DDP as a dude. I think he's a great guy. I don't know him personally. Obviously, I don't know him personally, but just as a person and a human being, he seems like a great guy. But I was never a big DDP fan, and um, I'm not just saying it because he's dead, which I know a lot of times, like, guys will, like, people, even in music, television, movies, sometimes when somebody passes away early, they get romanticized about being great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not, so I just want to preface this by saying I know Eddie passed away early. I'm not just saying this because he did. Eddie's one of the top 5 people to ever do this profession.
Oh, yeah. He's in my
opinion.
top 5 of all time. No, yeah, Eddie Guerrero is one of my 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. And I will even say this. I don't think I mean, it's sad that he died when he did, but I wouldn't even say, to me, he's even an early death. He is, but I'm saying in the
40
wrestling
years old.
business, no, listen. He's like Rick Rude to me. Like, yes, he died early for a human being, but as a professional wrestler, he had a whole ass career. Like,
Oh, I
I
know
can
he did. I'm not.
establish that he had a whole ass, like, Hall of Fame career before he passed away far too early, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, Eddie would only have been, if he would have died in 2005, he's like we talk about Rey Mysterio now. Like, he's just a
Or
living
AJ.
legend. Yeah, he's a living legend.
Yeah.
Or Randy Orton, living legend. Yes.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, we're totally in agreement.
Okay.
And this is actually a really good match. I did write down here, whenever you listen, because you have to listen to the I mean, the man who lived his entire life, the only job he ever had was being in the pro wrestling business. You have to listen to Bobby Heenan when he talks about people like Bret Hart. When he talks about Bret Hart, even if he's healing, you can always tell Eddie was one of those guys that Bobby Heenan would watch and be like, this guy is fucking gold. Because Bobby Heenan always put Eddie over. Whether he was healing or not, he always put Eddie over. You know what I mean? Like Jesse putting Tito over. He put Tito over by calling him a burrito fucking cart guy.
Yeah. Tito even said, like, I watched a thing with Tito, a shoot interview with Tito, and they were like, were you mad when Jesse would say that you were a burrito vendor and what do you call his fucking flying forearm or whatever?
Oh, the flying burrito. That's what he called it.
Flying burrito and all that shit. And Tito was like, nah, man, it's fucking putting me over.
That was him putting me over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Eddie Guerrero and DDP.
Yeah. Was what it was.
Eddie wins the match. He wins the ring. DDP attacks him after the match with some diamond cutters. Chavo Guerrero comes out to make the save. DDP still gets another diamond cutter.
Yeah. I don't really have a lot on it. It is what it was, and I think Chavo is underrated. Like, not at this point. It is what it is, but yeah.
So next segment is Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, dragging Mean Gene out onto the stage to do an interview.
And he basically says it. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, the NWO rules tonight. And he's going to put down Ric Flair once again, because that's what Hulk Hogan in WCW does, is puts down Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Another Glacier promo airs. And then we get Chris Benoit versus the Giant. And it's not even really a match.
It's a squash match. And I just tried looking it up and I couldn't find another one. And somebody in our group might tell me I'm wrong or whatever. But I think this might, and it's insane to think about it, but this might be the only like one-on-one singles match between Paul White and Chris Benoit.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to go look. The only thing I could think is maybe if WWE had a match between the two of them after, because Benoit, when he wins the Rumble in 2004, he last eliminates Giant. Unless they did something on SmackDown or something with a Giant or with a Big Show versus Benoit, I couldn't tell you if I didn't go back and look. But you might be right. This might be the only one-on-one match again, unless they did something after.
I don't remember any actual feud between these guys or anything.
Nope, because like I said, other than this, the only interaction, like major interaction I can think of, is Benoit eliminated him at the end of the 2004 Rumble to win it. Yeah, so.
But this match is just, it is what it is. Benoit gets stuck in his coat or his vest, whatever you want to call it. Giant drop kicks him and then choke slams him. 1, 2, 3. The winner is the Giant.
Big fucking choke slam.
Oh, it was huge. Like when you saw it, you're like, oh my God, why didn't anybody else have these guys work together more often?
Mm-hmm.
It's literally a squash match on a Clash of the Champions, and it probably could have been much more than what it was, but is what it is.
It is what it is. We get an advertisement for the WCW Power Plant, and then more of Hog Wild merchandise, black shirts and denim. And then a triple threat tag team match for the tag team championships. It's Harlem Heat versus Sting and Lex Luger versus the Steiner Brothers.
Which I put, this might be the most WCW match of WCW of all time. You know what I mean? Like, Harlem Heat is WCW. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Lex Luger and Sting are WCW. The Steiners are WCW. It's like, this is the most WCW match ever.
Oh, I've been watching a lot of, right now I'm currently going through a lot of WWF and WCW from 1993. And one of the things I've been having in the back of my brain is as much as they should have, the Steiner brothers and Lex Luger, even though in 93 they were pushed as main eventers in the WWF, never fit the WWF. Even though they should have, they never did. They're WCW talent.
Yep. Same with the LOD.
Yeah.
Which was more NWA, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'd say Booker, not Stevie Ray, obviously, because he never really did WWE, but Booker's almost like a 2-career kind of guy. Like, as far as a tag team wrestler,
Booker figured it out, and they figured him out.
Yeah, yeah. He became a WWE guy. Yes.
Yeah. They figured each other out. The other ones, they were never able to figure each other out.
Nope. I didn't do my due diligence here because I don't have good notes on this match, the end of this match.
There's not a lot on it.
I know the
Colonel
outsiders
Parker,
come out at the end and get a
Colonel Parker,
disqualification.
yeah, Colonel Parker shows up and he gets in Harlem Heat's corner for some reason, and then it breaks into a brawl because the outsiders show up, and then Scotty ends up hitting a Frankensteiner, but Nick Patrick calls for the DQ and declares the Harlem Heat the winners, so they keep their belts. The basically the story of the match is Nick Patrick is getting ready to turn heel as the referee. You know, he's like getting ready to become the NWO referee.
Phalanges.
Yeah, his phalanges. That wasn't a real thing, by the way. That was when we did our old wrestling shit together. But anyway, not our wrestling. That sounded weird.
Our fantasy
I used to our fantasy bookings when we were kids. But basically, the story of the match is actually pretty cool because I don't think Nick Patrick's 100% been unveiled as the heel referee, but the outsiders got involved in this match to create the DQ so Harlem Heat would keep the belts because that's who the outsiders want to wrestle for the tag team titles.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't want to fuck with the Steiners and they don't want to fuck with Luger and Sting. So basically, the outsiders orchestrated the whole thing so they could wrestle Harlem Heat for the tag team titles.
Yeah. And we're really not gonna be able to talk about it much because of what we're covering on the Clash. So I just wanted to mention that one of my favorite, like, this is obviously this guy, funny, kind of humorous wrestling guy mask things, is Nick Patrick being in a black mask and black outfit head to toe. And it's
On
obvious
WCW
it's
Saturday
Nick.
night.
When it's obvious it's Nick Patrick. Like,
Yeah, on the Saturday nights, like his bushy mustache is like protruding out of the mask.
and his body type it's impossible to cover who it is. I don't know. It's fucking funny, and they knew it was. Somebody knew it was funny.
Oh, Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash knew that shit was funny. Scott Hall knew that shit was funny. I guarantee you all the funny shit that happened out of the NWO was those guys.
No doubt. No doubt.
Hogan has no sense of humor.
Hogan's self-obsessed, so yeah, he's not going to think about anybody but himself.
Yeah. But that's what happened with that match.
Our main event: Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the WCW World Champion. And Ric Flair, the United States Champion. I think it's only for Hogan's belt. I mean, the winning, it's an NWO finish, so it doesn't matter because all the NWO shit ends in, unless Hogan's gonna get a legitimate loss, everything he does. That's one of the what do I want to say? That's one of the negatives of the NWO is so much shit ends in non-finishes.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of rigmarole.
But it's Hogan versus Flair for the World Championship.
I don't have a lot of notes on the match itself because it's just I almost said it's just a basic Hogan Flair match. Hogan and Flair always had good matches, I thought.
Oh yeah, they always worked well. They always worked well together.
When I saw Hogan coming out and he had the WCW title,
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid, I thought this, and then like over time, it just whatever, you just got used to it or whatever, and then watching it back now with nostalgia eyes or whatever, it was cool. Like the big gold belt with the NWO spray painted on it was
Mm-hmm.
fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And the one of the little things, and I don't know how long they
Was that it faded?
yes, and I think for a long time, because I don't know if it was because the subtle thing was they didn't give a shit or whatever, but if you remember at this time for a long time, they had the title and they had the NWO spray painted on the front of the title, but they never changed the nameplate from the Giant to Hulk Hogan. Like they just left the
Yeah,
Giant's name
I
on the
don't give a
belt
shit.
because we don't give a
NWO.
shit. Yeah. No, very cool. And again, it's one of those moment in time things. God, it's 2026, so this is 30 years ago. Never seen it. I mean, the closest you ever got to anything like this, and it was very short. It was not a long thing that happened, but the closest you ever got to this was Mr. Perfect and the Genius, like destroying Hulk Hogan's WWF title,
Yeah.
which was cool as fuck at the time. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
smash
god, the
that with the
title's in
hammer.
pieces. Oh, that
Yeah.
was so fucking cool.
Yeah, it was just like when he came out with it, I'm like, man, that spray painting that belt, that was a good fucking idea. I don't know who came out
Hmm.
with it, but it was a good fucking cool. Like
Yeah,
they
it
didn't
was a great.
create their own belt.
It
They
was
were
a
just like,
great
yeah,
piece of business. It was
great.
a great
Let's just
piece.
spray paint our fucking name on it. Fuck
Yeah,
them.
and it was a great piece of business because the whole idea was fuck tradition.
Yeah.
So we just took your belt and fucking graffitied it. Like it was
Yeah.
fucking cool, man. And
And
then
then what? Oh,
later on, when like, um, yeah, I don't know. Eventually, maybe Goldberg, maybe when Goldberg beat Hogan for I don't know, but they just transitioned back to a title that didn't have the spray paint on it. They missed a good opportunity in the WCW NWO storyline to have somebody take like some paint thinner or something to that.
well, they
Like a
did do it. They did it with Luger won it, but Luger really won it
oh,
with
did they?
WWF.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, they cleaned it off when Luger won it.
I guess
and
that
then they
okay.
spray and then they spray painted it again, which is still funny.
I guess I
Yeah,
didn't remember when Luger won it because he only won it for
yeah.
like what 6 days or whatever. But
It was 6 days, and then they kicked his ass again, and then they spray painted it again, which is even actually kind of funnier. But um, but my main notes are, like I said, the spray painted belt was cool, and as the match is going on, um, like Bobby's putting over Flair, but he readily just outwardly admits that he'd support the NWO if Hulk Hogan wasn't involved.
hmm
He's like, yeah, I don't mind the NWO, and they're like, what? He's like, yeah, if Hogan wasn't involved, I'd like these guys. They're great. And Shivani's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I've been telling you about Hogan for years.
yeah,
He's trash. But I like this Nash and Hall. They're great guys. Yeah,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Bobby kept his heel. Bobby kept his heel dignity. He's like, I've been telling you guys, this Hogan guy's a piece of shit for fucking
Yeah,
20 years or 10 years or whatever.
Nash and Hall are awesome though. Yeah, they're great.
But like Aaron said, the match is what it is. It's Hogan and Flair, and there's a lot of shenanigans at the end. The outsiders come out. I think that Flair has a figure four on Hogan, I believe, and then Hogan knocks the ref down. So it's a non-finish. I don't even think there's a decision announced, which happens a lot with, like I said, with the NWO.
They do announce that Flair won by DQ, but the Horsemen and the NWO and Sting and Luger get involved, and this is all building up to War Games, basically.
Mm-hmm. Where they
When we're gonna get Jeff Farmer Sting and all that. Which actually, sorry, I know we're over the show now. Jeff Farmer Sting was actually a cool gimmick. Like the fake Sting,
mm-hmm.
the initial fake Sting was a great. After it, they kept beating it into the ground,
Right.
and
Yeah.
you'd get like a 5'6" foot or a 5'6" Sting with like dreadlocks.
Yeah. No, and that's what I was gonna say. It's much like the later fake Sting thing, like you said, it's kind of stupid. Like you got Kevin Nash as Sting, whatever. But the beginning of it, the beginning of the fake Sting thing is like I said about the fucking Nick Patrick thing. It's like we can obviously tell this isn't Sting, but that's why it's good because it's so,
Jeff Farmer looked like Sting in the rain.
yes,
And
but
at the limo, that was cool shit.
But he was 4 inches shorter and kind of tubby.
But I'm just saying, when he initially attacked in the parking lot, you were like, "Holy shit, Sting!" And then when they got him in the ring, you were like, "Okay, I get it now," you know. But like when they initially had Jeff Farmer be Sting in the parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Sting for a minute. But anyway, and I did like the fact that Lex Luger was like, "That wasn't Sting." Like he was like the one guy that like always fucked with Sting and turned on him and shit. And he was like, it wasn't him.
It wasn't
But
him.
anyway.
No, yeah. But and they do show some tension between Sting and Ric Flair at the end of this because you still want to have, even though and that was another cool thing about the early NWO, because there's a point where the NWO gimmick kind of jumps the shark. But in the early NWO, before it gets too big, before it gets where every fucking match on Nitro has wow, 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 and then somebody else.
There's still other shit going on within the company.
Yes, there's WCW, there's tension between the WCW people, but it's funny, it's cool because they still want to beat the shit out of each other, but they're also united against this outside force. The early NWO, like that first year, is some good shit, pal. It jumps the shark, it really does. But I mean, it absolutely does. But yeah, the early NWO is some really, really good wrestling television.
Yep.
Like Kevin Sullivan, I want to beat you up, Ric Flair, but I told you about Hulk Hogan, everybody.
Yeah. I told you life wasn't gonna be easy.
So what I will say is, as we wrap this up, as we always do, Clash of the Champions 33 compared to 32. Down, static, up, definitely up.
Yeah, it's hard to compare it. There's like no way it would have been down from what it was. It's
You've gone from
as two completely different companies.
Oh yeah, we've watched these Clash of the Champions, and that's why I want to do this series. We call it NWA to the NWO. We are now in from when the first Clash in 1988 to now. We are in that time frame the fourth iteration of WCW.
Yeah, this is like trying to compare like a Clash 89 to a Clash in 91.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or Clash in 94.
Or like 94 WCW.
I'm talking about, no, I guess, I'm sorry, 94 after Hogan to 95.
Oh, okay.
Because we had the 88 through, let's say, like maybe like 91 WCW, early 92, then 92 till Hogan shows up, then 94 to this, you know?
Yeah. WCW is all over the fucking place, man. It's so manic.
And it goes back to the fact that, you know, they always say it, and it's true. At the WWF, love it, like it, hate it, there was one fucking guy in charge.
And he was a wrestling guy.
It was always Vince's vision, no matter who was working for him or whatever. At the end of the day, it always was what Vince wanted to be on television. Whereas with WCW, it was a booker, it was a committee, it was a executive president. It was, you know what I mean? Like that's one thing you can say about Vince's WWF was it was always consistent because it was always his vision. But he wanted wrestling to.
And say what you want to say about him and say what he wants to say about himself. I know he would probably, I don't know him, but Chris from whatever, say what he wants to say about himself because he wanted to be like, we're making movies, and then drink his little water, you know?
Yeah.
But he was still a wrestling guy.
Yeah.
Even he could say, I want to make movies. You're a fucking wrestling promoter, Vince, and you know that.
Yes. Yep.
Anyway.
But that is Clash of the Champions 33. We have 2 more to go in this Clash of the Champions series. The preceding episodes after that, or the proceeding episodes after that, will be finally, we'll get to do our draft of 9. I've had this fucking thing sitting behind me for like 6 months.
Yeah, I got mine. I'm like, oh man, I only did one. He's probably gonna pick people. I didn't put a backup draft in there yet.
Well, you have a couple of weeks to do that. But like we did many moons ago here on the show, drafting 1992, this time around we're going to draft 1995. We'll do our draft. We'll do our initial shows leading up to the pay-per-views that we want to do. And then, like we've talked about the past few weeks, no matter what happens with the libraries on the WWE, there is so much wrestling we can talk about here on the We Can't Wrestle podcast that we haven't even explored yet. I have stuff on hard drives, and there's YouTube, and yeah, we're good. We're good. We got many more years to go here until one of us croaks here on the We Can't Wrestle podcast.
And Pot on the Mountain's coming up.
Yes, and Pot on the Mountain, the Smoky Mountain Wrestling podcast coming up, as we are going to start discussing Smoky Mountain from beginning to end. That one they can't steal away from us, ladies and gentlemen, as far as the library goes.
Far.
And yeah, so that way, and I guess if I do croak, Aaron, you'll have to continue on with, I don't know, Kyle Army as your co-host or something. I'll have to.
I don't know how to use StreamYard.
All right. Well, if I die, we're done. But I don't plan on dying anytime soon. But that being said, do you have any last words for our listeners as we sign off this week?
Not really. Like I said, just we're gonna get Pot on the Mountain going on. I'm excited about that. That'll be coming up shortly at the end of the month, and just keep listening to this show and supporting it. And if you want, please rate, review, do all that shit. That's the only way the show keeps getting noticed, is if you guys are rating and reviewing it.
That is true. So we will see you next time around here for the We Can't Wrestle podcast. And again, like Aaron said, here in just a couple of weeks, the debut of Pod on the Mountain, the Smoky Mountain Wrestling podcast with myself, Aaron, and Chad Austin. Until then, until next week, Clash of the Champions 34. We'll see you next time on the We Can't Wrestle podcast. Have a great week.